Welcome to the EpicTV Surf Report and the moment we've all been waiting for, surf fans. That's right, it's time for the warm water reef break leg of the ASP World Championship Tour, which is the most likely moment for the Dream Tour to live up to the hype if it's going to happen at all this year. Rest assured, with this stop in Fiji followed by Bali and Tahiti, there's a fairly good chance that the ASP Top 34 will score some decent surf. Hashtag understatement. And after the last event, goodness knows, we're all looking forward to a change of pace surf-wise. Craig Braithwaite sets the stage very straightforwardly in his semi-pro shakedown prologue to the Volcom Fiji Pro at SwellNet. After Brazil maxed out the waiting period and everyone else's patience, we're now island hopping to the Pacific. With Bali and Tahiti right behind Fiji, we really are on the paradise leg of the tour. Finally, we bathe our souls after Brazil nearly broke them. The worst day in Fiji is still going to completely blow away our last stop in wave quality and conditions, so we will see some shit-hot surfing. The Southern Ocean looks like she's going to light up and give us waves of consequence. Pack those 9 zeros, boys. I hope Craig hasn't gone and jinxed us with that last claim, like the webcast commentators when they froth out on a ride only to see the surfer fall on the next turn.
Leone Montero on a monster!
Yes!
And he just gets clipped.
But after the swell the boys scored last year, you can't blame people for being optimistic. Not that the actual contest was held in waves warranting 9-foot surfboards. No. Although the heats did run in about the dreamiest conditions one could imagine, on the biggest and best day of the waiting period, the real pros, who had checked the swell forecast and brought the appropriate equipment with them, surfed themselves silly at Cloudbreak in some of the best barrels the sport has ever seen, while the majority of the ASP Top 34 sat watching the session of a lifetime from the safety of the boats in the channel or via the live feed broadcast directly to the bar on Tavarua Island. However, before the contest was called off, the last 2 heats of round 2 were surfed in some of the biggest conditions ever seen in an ASP WCT contest outside of Hawaii. And B. Durbridge, Adam Melling, Kai Otten, and Leone Montero can hold their heads high and claim a little part of history. At the end of the day though, even if members of the surf media, angry internet commenters, and average surf fans alike were all calling for the contest director's head on the end of a Fijian spear, in this litigation-filled world we live in today, it was the right decision to call it off. This year though, the ASP are living by the Boy Scout model and have emailed competitors to be prepared. I'm sure most of you are getting ready and prepared, but I still want to send you guys this reminder to come prepared to surf large waves. So plan to bring the equipment you want, surfboards and/or flotation vests if you need them. ASP WCT manager Renato Hickel. To which WCT rookie Glenn Hall responded, "Didn't read the fine print that you need a life jacket on the CT. Hashtag always read the fine print. Hashtag frothing." Meanwhile, Felipe Toledo's dog thought it might be a good idea to come along and keep an eye on him, just in case. Hashtag man's best friend. Seriously though, no matter what the surf is like, the whole ASP Top 34 is over the moon about spending 2 weeks in paradise. Mick Fanning, mixing punctuation, says, "Fiji next week." So excited. Travis Logie actually sounds disappointed. Yeah, right. Gonna be here in a couple days. Hashtag bummer. Hashtag Tavarua. And fellow fans of the beautiful game, Alejo Muniz and Miguel Pupo, are more amped for Fiji than discovering that they're hashtag brothers from another mother. And they're not the only ones. He's been following the tour for decades, and still, legendary photog Peter Jolly Wilson flew in straight from Brazil and has been posting pretty pictures of the place like a giddy teenager does of his first girlfriend since the second his feet touched Fijian soil. 6 shots, Jolly. Yep, last year was so good that the anticipation for this year is so heavy you can cut it with a knife. Speaking of the forecast, SwellNet already sees storm clouds forming above the parade route. With solid surf currently hitting the islands in the days leading up to the start of the waiting period, the swell might be too early. While Surfline says it'll be decent, but not XXL. Which hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of event wildcard Mitch Colburn, who says in this VCO tweet, "Last year was one of the best trips of my life," which is understandable seeing the surf he scored and that he beat the event champion Kelly Slater in round 1. As for who will win the event, who knows? There are way too many parameters involved to allow anything close to a prediction. Of the current top 34, only Kelly Slater and Damian Hobgood have won it before. And Damian's twin brother CJ is no slouch in hollow lefts either. So if I have to hazard a guess, I'd say someone from Florida. Or the Prince of Pipeline, John Florence. Speaking of which, here's hoping his mom is there to caddy for him this year too. Check out all the action, listen to the live webcast, and watch out for John's mom at www.volcomfijipro.com. And on that happy note, thanks for tuning in to the EpicTV Surf Report. Until next time, don't forget to get wet!